We now welcome back Isaiah Taylor. Isaiah, how you been?
I've been good.
Well, it's good to see you.
Thank you.
We see here you two talking off camera, really interacting. He's giving you trouble about your hair. There's good chemistry here, a good connection. How has that developed between you and Coach Smart?
Ever since he stepped on campus, he's just been like a mentor to me, mentor to the rest of my teammates. Him and his staff, I did a great job of just leading us into the right path.
How would you describe the connection that you have with your point guard?
Well, I think it's so important that as a coach and a point guard that you're on the same page and you're communicating at a high level. So Isaiah has done a really good job over the past several months, not just the season, of getting to know us as coaches, and we've tried to get to know him and spend a lot of time together, not just on the basketball side of things, but in the personal side in terms of what his interests are. He's a very, very intelligent, bright guy that's got a lot of different things on his mind and that he can speak on besides the game of basketball. He just happens to be really good at that, too.
So what are you into outside of basketball?
I'm into a lot of things. I just asked Coach if he wanted to go shopping with me before we were on air, and he said he would. So just a lot of different things.
As far as that connection and the chemistry that you two share, how does that help you on the court, knowing that your head coach knows you that well away from the court?
It helps me a lot, just knowing that he has that confidence in me, just to relay what we did in practice out there on the court and just to be that floor general. It helps me a lot.
How have you embraced the role of really taking over this team and the leadership responsibilities, not just this in your junior season, but especially now in these few games without Cam?
It's fun. It's fun. Just having fun out there on the court, just knowing that my teammates trust me, just them having that confidence in me really sparks energy in me. So.
How do you challenge this guy?
Well, we challenge him a lot, don't I, Isaiah?
Yeah.
The thing is, he's a really, really good player. So you first of all, you want to recognize the things he's doing well, and you want him to keep doing those things more and more. For instance, in the Texas Tech game, they absolutely could not keep him out of the lane. He was attacking on pick and roll. He was making great decisions. He was getting to the foul line. So you want to do more of that. But you also want to encourage him to do better in some of the areas where he can do better. For instance, he's one of the most quick, athletic guards around.
Oh, yeah.
And he uses it more on one end than he does the other end. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He's getting better at being able to apply his quickness and athleticism to the defensive end because he really can be special there, too.
And we saw in the game against Kansas State, you left in really the final 4 minutes of the first half with 3 fouls. And you were glowing after the game with the way he played in foul trouble so aggressively in the second half.
Well, that's not an easy thing to do, playing with foul trouble. I think a lot of times, especially if you're a guy like Isaiah that's constantly attacking on the dribble, it makes you a little bit more tentative, and it makes you more tentative on the defensive end because the reality is we couldn't afford for him to pick up any more fouls. And he did a great job of continuing to play his game, finding the open man, driving, getting to the basket when the defense allowed that. And then on the defensive end in the half court, he didn't have a foul the whole second half. He picked up one in the press, and you saw how mad he was at himself after that. But for him to be able to stay in the game for almost the whole second half, that was huge for us and obviously made the difference.
We talk all the time about havoc. It's a mindset with this program. What does that mean to you?
It just means just to be aggressive. I think Coach and his staff, they do a great job of just giving us that aggressive mindset, getting us into the press, being physical with other teams, and I think they do a great job at that.
And the numbers are backing up your performance thus far throughout the course of the season. You see the last 4 games going back home in the Bay Area with that game winner against the Stanford Cardinal, averaging 24.3 points per game over the last 4 games, shooting better than 50% from the field. And you see that assist-turnover ratio right there.
Well, that picture, I think that picture's freshman year Isaiah, though. What, is that a young Isaiah?
That is
That may
freshman
be.
year.
That may be. The hair's slightly different, but personally, I like your hair. You got something working there. I mean, leave it to the bald guy.
Well, I'll tell you this. Right now with him standing next to you, I mean, he looks like about a 6'7" point guard.
No, but look in the camera, though. See, I know how to manipulate the camera.
He looks like he's supposed to you up.
Oh, don't go to that shot. Don't go to that shot. Come on now. I got nowhere to go.
When he watches this show, the first thing he's going to come to me and say is, Coach, we got to put in some post-up plays for me.
Oh, yeah. Man, that happens all the time with me. Hey, let's go to the decision-making. Let's switch the subject. How about that? What have you seen with this guy running the point and the way he's really handling the decisions he has to make on the run.
Well, I'll tell you what, especially with Cam being out, we're going to put the ball in Isaiah's hands as much as we possibly can. Put him in pick and roll quite a bit, but also in situations where he can just rip and drive. And then from there, it's about reading the defense. Here you see a play that we like to run where we bring him off. Isaiah's right-handed, but he's very, very good going left. And if he can draw two defenders, that's really what we look for coming off a pick and roll. If he can get two guys on him, then it's about finding one of the 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in white that's not being guarded by one of the 1, 2, 3 remaining defenders. It's really that simple. But it happens fast, and he makes a great job here of making the play. So in this situation, he finds Prince, makes a great pass. I think there's another one coming up here where, again, we set a pick and roll for him. This time he comes off with his right hand, gets back to his left hand. And what we like to do when we set pick and roll for Isaiah is spread the floor with shooters.
Okay.
Theoretically, these are all guys that if he makes a good pass to, they're going to shoot it in. And as he makes the pass here, he hits Tevin, and Tevin makes the defense pay. Isaiah, talk about this play a little bit.
Just coming off, I seen that he went over. Shaq set a great screen, and it left me and the big man in one-on-one. So I was able to split the screen, got into the middle of the floor, and I seen Tevin wide open. I think he put up both hands, and I know Tevin's one of our best shooters, so I just hit him in his chin.
When a play happens like this, how challenging or easy is it for you to read the defense?
It becomes pretty easy. Once I have multiple guys looking at me in the lane, and I know that Eric, Javon, Tevin are in the corners, are in the spots where they're supposed to be, it just makes my job a lot easier.
And I think one of the things that people overlook, Isaiah said it hit him in the chin with that pass.
No, that's a huge emphasis, Lolan. If you watch games, our games or anyone's games, shooting percentages drastically decrease if it's a bad pass. And Isaiah actually had 2 great passes in this game where he was simply standing with the ball. And Kansas State was so concerned about him driving that they were coming over to help before he even put it down. And he just made a pass ahead. I think one was to Javon and one was to Connor. But because the pass was on the money, they were able to shoot the ball, and they were both made shots. I think we got one more clip here.
Yep.
Coming off a pick and roll.
DeMarcus Holland.
And, again, similar play here. We bring him off a down screen. He catches. We like to have some type of screening action first to loosen up the defense. But now when he comes off this pick and roll, if 2 guys are on him, they got to help on the roll here on Prince. And Isaiah, talk about who's open in this situation.
Right now, so I'm just reading the pick and roll guy. We know that DeMarcus Holland, coach did a great job in scouting, telling us that the throwback was open. And I think number 14, he helped on Prince on the roll, so DeMarcus Holland was wide open on the throwback.
And then we work with all of our guys on attacking these closeout situations, Lo, and DeMarcus did a nice job there.
Well, now we focus on the attack mentality when it comes to the defensive end, and we see in these examples now the defense of Isaiah setting up the offense.
Yeah, and you know, Isaiah's a guy who's got really quick hands and quick feet, so we want him to get his hands on the basketball. Here, Kansas State's going the other way. Isaiah in transition gets his hand. He's able to shake the ball loose. And now we're going, and we got numbers here. So in this situation, we want to get a great shot. That's the key. And if you get a great shot, your chances of making it is very good. Now, that doesn't guarantee it. That's a shot we'll take all day long. Yeah. In this case, it doesn't go down, but we feel like over time, Javon getting a wide open 3 is good for us. But a great steal and then pass by Isaiah. Here you see him on the weak side here, does a good job. This is what we call a stunt. And he actually gets a hand on the pass after he fakes some help. So he fakes a little help, gets a hand on the pass, and now he's off to the races. And Isaiah, talk about what your mindset is here when you got an open path to the rim.
I know it kind of haunts me a little bit. I know at the beginning of the season in China, I had one of these, and I had a wide open dunk, and I missed it. So on this one, I just wanted to slow down and gather myself and just get the easy 2 points.
I forgot about that missed dunk.
Yeah.
Bring it back up.
Yeah.
Not away. He's got confidence, though. He knows he can finish.
Well, you know what? Anytime as a coach, you want to put those things out of your memory. So we're moving on, but we're glad he finished that one.
Well, because he has plays like this, the hustle plays, and watching this, it reminds me of watching Jonathan Holmes with these blocks and transitions a year ago.
Well, we don't want to get Isaiah to get any ideas like, this is what, he's going to do this 5-10 times a game. But this is a great job in transition. As the guy gets by him here, he doesn't give up on the play. A lot of guys just stop, and shows a little athletic ability there. I don't know who had more athleticism here, Isaiah, or if you watch on the sideline here, Kevin Ollie. Let's take a look.
Or their injured big.
Definitely, Isaiah. Yeah, that was their injured player. But Isaiah, talk about this play here as you see the other angle. What was your mindset here?
I just didn't want to get the foul. I know that he was going in for the layup, and I know that I could probably chase that one down. So that's just what I did.
Yep.
Worked out. Isaiah Taylor, thank you so much for joining us on Game Plan. We really appreciate the time.